Hello there guys, and welcome back to another episode of Rebuilding Histon, and in today's game we will be playing against Weymouth. And in terms of the league table, that's quite an important game at this very early stage of the season. But before we go into that game, let's take you through what's been happening since you were last with us, which was the opening day victory against Hitchin. We unfortunately though lost 4-3 to Brackley Town, but we were very competitive against the team that had been relegated the previous season down to our division. Marley Blair opened the scoring for Brackley, but then James Difford with two more goals, adding to his 2 goals in the first game, made it 2-1 to us as we headed into half-time. Fortunately though, the game turned on its head at the 75th minute when Martin equalised for Brackley, then Walker then made it 3-2 2 minutes later. Marley Blair then made it 4-2 after 86 minutes before Difford completed his hat-trick in the 91st minute, which ended up being a consolation goal, unfortunately, for us. But I'm happy we were able to compete with a team that's considered one of the favourites to earn promotion from this division, and hopefully we can rectify this result in the return fixture that when we play them a bit later on in the season at home. We fortunately though bounced back with a fantastic 5-2 victory at home to Barwell, which was, I think, that's a team that we struggled with last season. As you can see, Justin May opened the scoring after 28 minutes. Charlie Jempson then equalised for Barwell. I thought, oh, here we go, we're going to have another annoying high-scoring game. Then Josh Green made it 2-1 after 41 minutes. James Difford then added another goal to his already vast collection of goals that he scored in the first 3 games of the season, which made it 3-1 at half-time. Josh Green then added a second to his tally, making it 4-1, but then the man with a long name, Charles Anthony Weston Hales, made it 4-2, but before Marshall Gatong pretty much wrapped it up after 8-9 minutes after we had Luke Harding sent off for a second bookable offence, which was unfortunate in the end because it was towards the end of the game. He picked up a second yellow card with 3 minutes to go. One of those things, but fortunately I think Barwell was just committing players forward, and Marshall Gatong got onto the end of it and scored a 5th goal to make it 5-2. We then went away to St Neots and won this game 2-1. James Difford again scoring, but unfortunately he got injured in this game after 78 minutes. Again, we got pegged back like we did in the Barwell game through Jordan Cook after Josh Green opened the scoring for us. James Difford then made it another 45th another first half injury time goal, making it 2-1 after 45 plus 1 minutes. But then he picked up an injury after 78 minutes, which was a bit frustrating. But fortunately, it wasn't too serious. He's actually back for the game today against Weymouth because we had a match rearranged, and he would have been out for the initial 6th game that we would have had at the start of the season. But that game was rearranged because of FA Cup replays and stuff. So fortunately for us, he will be back for this game that we've got coming up against Weymouth, which was a full week off from not this game but the next game I'm going to talk to you about. It was a valuable 3 points in the end there. Actually, no, there's another game that I need to talk about. Sorry, I've completely forgot about this 0-0 AFC Kempston game, which nothing happened in this game at all. As you can see, based on the shots, 5 shots, 1 on target for AFC Kempston, 5 shots, 2 on target for us. Everyone just didn't really have a good game. The defences were just pretty solid throughout. Yes, Jack Rutledge had a 6.2, and their AFC Kempston players all had at least a 6.8 rating. So it's a good defensive performance by AFC Kempston against us today, and we weren't able to pick up the win in the end. But it was a point at least, and we are now on. That gives us another unbeaten, makes us unbeaten in 3 consecutive league games. We then had a fantastic 6-1 victory at home to Aylesbury in the FA Cup first qualifying round, a team that we played a couple of years ago back in the division below, but we absolutely smashed them. As you can see, it was 4-0 by 16 minutes. Justin May and Josh Green and Justin May again made it 3-0 after 7 minutes before Callum Frew scored a trademark free kick to make it 4-0. Terry Barnes pulled one back after 47 minutes for Aylesbury before Josh Green added a second to his tally, and Justin May completed his hat-trick from the penalty spot to make it 6-1 in front of a crowd of 783 fans. So fantastic attendance there, and we advanced into the next round. We actually got Swindon Supermarine away from home in the next round, who are actually in the tier below us, but in the opposite division that we were in a couple of seasons back. So in terms of what that's actually done to the league with regards to how many points we've got, after 5 games we've got 10 points, 4 points off the top of the league, which is currently occupied by Brackley, who are the only team that have beaten us this season. So, I guess that's a silver lining, the fact that our only defeat has come against the team that currently sits top of the league. I think, were they favourites to win the league? No, they're the third favourites to win the league, behind Hereford and Dorchester, who have both had a bit of a terrible start to the season. As you can see, Dorchester down in 22nd place and Hereford down in 17th place right there. And as you can see already from the top goal scorers, James Difford's already on 7 goals this season in the league. Josh Green's on 5, and both of them have got the highest average ratings so far at this very early stage of the season. Josh Green's got 5 assists as well, so it's been a fantastic start for both our strikers this season. Who needs Aiden Glider when we've got James Difford and Josh Green now? So let's hope we can carry on the momentum and hopefully score a couple more goals with Difford back in the side, and we can bounce back from the 0-0 that we had against AFC Kempston and win what is a pretty big game to start at this very early stage in the season at home to Weymouth, who have had a pretty good start themselves. We've got who, as you can see, it's even 50-50 in terms of the matchups. They did beat us quite convincingly last year, but then we beat them in the return fixture, if I recall. So in terms of the team we're going to go for today, we're going to go for Reece Bilson goal, Ossie Fua, Harding, Utteridge and Carrillo. Harding back obviously from his suspension, Alfie Davidson, Callum Frew, Brian Schmeichel, who's actually been pretty good so far in the 4 games that he's played for us, Justin May, James Difford and Josh Green. Should I bring Danny Waldron on? He's been a very good player for us as well. He's been able to protect Alfie Davidson, and it's not been all on the young Davidson to be the go-to ball-moving midfielder every single match. So it's good to protect him a little bit and give the veteran Waldron the start and take Davidson under his wing and allow him to improve. In terms of what we're going to do with the substitutions, I'm actually going to bring on Stephen Cox, I think, for David Kelly. I think that would be a little bit more interesting. Jordan Goff is going to be on the bench along with our backup goalkeeper, Danny Waldron, Stephen Cox and Ryan Williams on the bench, who has only made 3 appearances so far, but that's because of how great the form has been of James Difford and Josh Green. Let's hope we can continue that in the this episode today. So without further ado, let us begin this game. We'll focus on defensive positioning today because we want to try and not concede against Weymouth, because they're a dangerous side as we've seen so far. Yes, their goal difference isn't as good as ours, but we can could definitely concede a lot of goals, considering what our we've only kept 1 clean sheet so far in 5 games. So I'm hoping we can if we can keep a clean sheet and also obviously score, we have a very good chance of winning this match today. Let's hope we can have a good game today against Weymouth. As I mentioned before, we had a disastrous time the first time we played against them, but then we rectified that in the second time we played against them. So let's go into the game today. I'm going to go for that because we won 6-1 the last game, and let's hope they're going to be motivated for this match. Doesn't look like they're going to be motivated, unfortunately, which is not a good sign. Only a couple of players at the moment, but fingers crossed we can get out there and win a very crucial game at this very early stage of the season. As Weymouth kick off from left to right, we are underway as a ball played up towards Johnson, but it's won back by Harding there, and it's cleared, but back up to Meekums, who plays it back to the left back, and that's the end of the highlights. Okay, free kick for us. Frew is on the ball now. Ball out towards the left back, Carrillo, back to Frew, who might look for Justin May, but he's going to take a player on. He's gone past him. Lost the ball, unfortunately, to number 2 for Weymouth here, but Frew's got it back again after we've won it back in our own half. Frew's been fouled from behind, though, by Mortimer. Is that a red card or a yellow card? We'll see what happens here. It's just a yellow card for Josh Mortimer, but it is a free kick for us. And hopefully Frew can deliver one of his trademark balls. Ball in towards Harding, but it's cleared away. Oh, it's just wide, and it's cleared away by the Weymouth defenders. But it looks like they're going to be on the counter-attack here, as Tomlin is now on the ball, and he's got past Callum Frew. He might cross it across to Johnson, who's finished it, and it's now 1-0 Weymouth, and we're going to have to come from behind here, which is not good. It's only their second shot of the game, but it's their first clear-cut chance, and they deserve to score from that. Alright, here's the highlight. Tomlin just left Callum Frew on the floor there, and it's just a nice little draw cross. 3 players trying to get to that, and Johnson is there to finish ahead of Bills, and it's now 1-0 Weymouth, and that was poor defending on our behalf, despite us working on defensive positioning today. Okay, highlight for us, I think, Bills with a free kick, the goal kick up towards Green, but it's won back by the defenders. But here's Green on this left-hand side, takes a shot and he's scored, and it's 1-1. great reaction there, and it's Josh Green's 8th goal of the season, and we're now level there. As you can see, it was a good, insightful ball by Carrillo, long ball up towards Green into the penalty box, and he slots it past the Weymouth keeper, and it's 1-1. Fantastic stuff, a great assist from Carrillo right there, and we are back in this game. It is half time now, and it's I think we in theory should be winning the game based off the stats, because we had 6 shots, 3 on target, but they've had the 1 clear-cut chance. So hard to say really. It's quite even. I think it deserves to be 1-1 at the moment, but we're gonna try and motivate the team here to try and get this the positive result here and get a crucial win at this very early stage of the season. Points now will mean absolutely everything. Yeah, because points in September, October time, or August time are just as valuable as points in April. So get these points on the board straight away against one of our initial rivals, then it will be great to close that gap up with the game in hand as well. As the ball's initially tried to play in May, but it's gone out of play. Okay, Sanford with the goal kick for Weymouth. Ball up towards Tomlin, but it's won back by Utteridge there. Palmer, the substitute for Weymouth. Here's Tomlin again to Johnson. Back to Brian. Here's Johnson again, back to Tomlin. One back by Utteridge though, and I thought it was going to be a nice little long ball over the top towards one of our strikers there, but unfortunately that didn't come off. And here's Palmer up to Tomlin. Utteridge misses a tackle though, and it's gone straight to Brian, and it's 2-1. Oh, that's really, really unfortunate, because I thought Frew had won the ball there, but it deflected into the path of number 8 for Weymouth, and it's now 2-1 to Weymouth. As you can see right there, Frew won the ball there, but then it went straight to Brian, who was already in the box, and he slots past Bills right there, and it's now 2-1. We're going to have to, make a change here, because Alfie Davidson's not having the greatest of games. Neither is James Difford, our in-form striker, to be honest. Yes, this is his first game back from injury, but it would be nice if you actually play well, actually. Justin May's also looking uninterested, so I might also take him off and bring on Stephen Cox. But I'm going to bring on... Actually, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to bring on Waldron for now, and then I'm going to bring on Justin May in a minute. Another substitution now. I'm going to bring off Justin May and bring on Stephen Cox, because Justin May is looking uninterested, and that is not very good to see from a player, especially when we're 2-1 down. But it's an instant highlight here, just as I'm about to make that change. Here's Schmeichel on the right hand side, over to Frew, puts the ball in towards Green. He's made it 2-2. That's 2 goals, another 2 goals for Green this game. He's been fantastic since the start of the season. As we make our substitution to bring on Stephen Cox, Weymouth make a couple of changes as well, and it's now 2-1. Schmeichel with a nice ball to Frew. Frew with a nice, clever through ball. It looks like he was offside, but I think the guy on the right-hand side for the Weymouth defence played Green on, and that allowed us to score, and now it's 2-2. Fantastic stuff, and a great celebration there. A nice little roll from Green. Oh, here's another highlight. Brian on the ball for Weymouth. Here's Tomlin, but it's won back by Utteridge, and the ball's up towards Difford, who's not had a great game so far, but that was a chance there to take the lead, and Difford hits it straight at the keeper, and it's gone out for a corner. And here is Frew, ball in, but it's cleared away by Palmer, and Brian is going to clear it away, I think. Yes, he has. And here's Tomlin, possible counter attack here, but the ball's been cleared by Carrillo. And here's Green, might put the ball in towards Difford, but Schmeichel just about missed it. Difford missed it, Schmeichel missed it, and it's cleared away by Weymouth, and they get a bit fortunate there. We're actually going to make another change here. Difford's not had the greatest of games, unfortunately, so I'm going to bring on Ryan Williams, see what he can do for the last 15 minutes or so. I know it's probably a bad thing to do, to take off Difford, but he's not had the greatest of games. I need to give Ryan Williams a shot here. I might actually go on overflow towards the last couple of 10 minutes, because I kind of want to get this win, because it would be nice to leapfrog Weymouth, actually, with the game in hand as well, and would allow us to close up the gap on the leaders at the moment. Okay, highlight for us. I think Osifua with the ball to Green. Back to Osifua. Hopefully we haven't committed too many players forward. It's going to be a counter-attack for Weymouth. Here's Waldron. Might lose out to Brown, but Brian has been gone into the back of Waldron, and that's him going to be sent off with just 3 minutes of stoppage time to go. Weymouth are now down to 10 men with 2.5 minutes or so to go. Through with a free kick into the box. Might be won by Harding, but it's well claimed by the Weymouth keeper Sandford, and he will now clear it away, I think. Yes, he has. Ball up towards Johnson, but Utteridge wins it, the header there. Here's Meekums up to Johnson again. Meekums on this left-hand side. Osifua's now gone into the back of Meekums, and it's a free kick for Weymouth. Please tell me we can clear this. Please don't tell me this is going to be a winner for them. It's a short free kick to Meekums, ball in towards the strikers, but Bills is there to claim it with just under a minute to play of the game. Bills might just launch it forward, and he has done, but it's to no one in particular, and it's gone to their centre back. But here's Green, ball out towards Schmeichel, maybe put a ball in towards Ryan Williams. He's going to get to that, but Hosanna clears it away for Weymouth, and it's just about last-ditch defending from Weymouth that's keeping us out here. Here's Waldron, ball to Frew, up to Williams, ball out towards Carrillo, might put a ball in towards Green, ball out towards Cox, but it was a tame header, I think, into the hands of Sanford, and that is probably going to be the end of the match, and it's going to be a 2-2 draw. At least it wasn't a defeat against a team that was currently sitting second in the league. It's probably going to drop down to third as it stands. Ball up towards Williams, but that is the end of the game. 2-2 draw. Fair result in the end, I think, considering the fact also we were behind both times. We're going to say unlucky, boys. Unfortunately, only 2 players seemed motivated after that, so probably wasn't the best team talk there. But one of those things. We still remain 6th. We're only a point outside the playoffs as it stands at the moment, so nothing lost right there. And we've also got a game in hand, so hopefully we can take advantage of that game in hand and then move ahead of these teams and move up into second place and be the closest challengers to Brackley, who still haven't lost a game yet. Okay, in terms of what we're going to do for the next game, it's probably going to depend on what happens with us in the FA Cup second qualifying round away at Swindon Supermarine. If we draw up against a National League North and National League South side, I might want to try and play that game instead, but we'll have to wait and see what happens in terms of the draw. Otherwise, it probably might be Salisbury away. That is an option. Hampton Richmond's also another option, but I think that's a bit too close with regards to what we've just played today. Truro is another shout as well at home on the 9th of October. Could easily be a match that we could do, considering that they derailed our last gasp playoff hopes that we had at the end of last season. But it would be nice to play against them, considering they're currently sitting second in the league. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens with regards to what happens in the FA Cup. So, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It's quite a crazy game that we had today, 2-2 at home to Weymouth, but hopefully we can take that momentum forward, because now that is 4 straight games that were 4 games unbeaten now in the league. So hopefully we can take that momentum. Hopefully we can turn these draws into wins, especially against away at Hereford, who haven't had the greatest of starts to the season yet. And let's hope we can get ourselves back into the winning column in the league next time out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, please leave a like, comment and subscribe for more content from Football Manager on this particular series, and I'll see you guys in the next episode, which will be a game somewhere around in October or the FA Cup, depending on what happens. So until then, guys, I will see you later.